the Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers SA Incorporated. The Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers SA Incorporated is the professional body representing the specialist interests of auctioneers and appraisers of real estate, general and livestock. Our vision, our vision is to develop and enhance the professional standards of members through training, technology, innovation and representation. I'm Gary Topp, CEO of the Society. We are here after 40 years with memories of good times and bad. We've had survived takeovers, legislation, government interference, CBS office raids and John Rao. We are still here alive and prospering. After 40 years we have a record number of members and we are in profit with money in the bank. Do you remember the good old days? A standard schedule of commissions. Everyone charged the same. The real estate contract was one A4 page and the writing didn't even go down to the bottom of the page. True. Sales consultants were commission only. There was no retainer. Agents paid the advertising. There was no calling off. There was no Form 1. General auctions, no buyer's premium in rooms. The auctioneer paid the advertising. How did we survive? But we did. And look where we are today. Jane Richards from 8 at the Gate is doing a wine tasting over to the side. Please go and introduce yourselves at some times after you've had your lunch. And my only other job for the day is to please welcome our Society President for 2021 too, Mr. Andrew Monks.
Good afternoon everybody and thank you very much Gary. It's an absolute pleasure to be here at the Nord Oval, the newly renovated Nord Oval as well, which is I think this is one of the first events here of its type in this wonderful new room, especially looking out over the beautiful new Oval. So as we start looking back at our 40-year history, I've selected some photos from back in the 80s to reflect upon what life was like back when the Society was created in 1981. So in the video there we had the reflection to the first automated telemachine, which is the first ATM. The view of the closed mouth of the River Murray being dredged in 1981. There was the 1983 Ash Wednesday bushfires and Lindy Chamberlain holding baby Azaria on Ayers Rock. The first Oban busway being used, and SA Premier John Bannon expects land for the multi-function polis, the MFP. And we have a film clip here from Channel 7 News from 1980. See if you can spot the news reader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. The Arbitration Commission tonight is expected to decide if stand-down clauses will be inserted in several airline employee awards. ANSET and TAA have applied for the clauses so they can stand down workers not usefully employed during the current airline hostesses strike.
I think you agree that was special. And that was the wonderful Bruce McAvaney, of course. The Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers was incorporated on the 3rd of December 1981. The government at the time had decided to repeal Auctioneers and Appraisers Act as part of their industry self-regulation platform. At the time, the Real Estate Institute Council were not interested in representing auctioneers and appraisers, so they appointed Mr. John Faraday to form a new body to represent the previously licensed practitioners. Well done, John. The first public meeting of the Society was held at the Redlegs Club Nord in May 1982, and already we had a membership of 291. The Society developed to be a vibrant body of top professionals who banded together to raise the standards of professionalism in South Australia. It is fitting that we are here today at the Redlegs Club Norwood. The inaugural official public meeting of the Society was held here on the 5th of May 1982. And the first AGM here on the 27th of October 1983. I think I was about 2 months old. That's great. Only just bragging. Some of the accomplishments of the Society throughout its 40 years have been the creation of the Constitution and the Code of Conduct of Membership Criteria by founding President John Faraday. Christopher McLaughlin drafted the auction conditions of sale, still in use today. Christopher McLaughlin is one of the only 2 presidents who served 3 consecutive terms. Well done, Chris. And out of interest, the only other president to serve 3 consecutive terms was John Little. And we have a short video here of Christopher McLaughlin calling an auction.
Well, without further ado, sale today being conducted by licensed auctioneers, Wood & Biggs Proprietary Limited, offering to you under instructions from the owner what is known as Unit Number 7 at 13 Hill Avenue, Cumberland Park. The whole of the land identified in a title known as Register Book Volume 4134, Folio 338. The bidding is in your hands, please. What do you say it's worth?
Well done, Christopher. We published the auction results in the Advertiser as a full page at the time. The original auction school was convened by Michael Jenkins and Christopher Coles, and with the assistance of the golden voice of ABC, Bob Caldecott. The Society created Real Estate Auction Schools of Excellence, jointly with REI, with Brett Rowenfeld and Rod Adcock. We conducted Chattels workshops jointly with RESA, created by Gary Toth. We produced a video training film which Anthony Toot personally sold all over Australia. In 1988, we held the first What's It Worth Appraiser Day at the Art Gallery, then held them at the Showgrounds, a marquee in Hindmarsh Square, at Fernie Lodge and at the Westlake Shopping Centre. We stopped traffic and had thousands of people there. We did have two high-profile footballers there, so who knows, they might have been the draw card, but we'd like to think it was auctioneering and appraising. And we have a short video here from Channel 7 with a clip of the story of the day.
Man's trash is another man's treasure, and who knows what might be lurking under a layer of dust in that back shed. There's always the dream that it could be worth a rare piece, worth thousands of dollars. And as Peter Laybourne reports, that's what they were hoping for when hundreds of curious owners lined up today at the annual What's It Worth Appraiser Day in Hindmarsh Square.
Well, Peter, this is part of the Auction and Appraiser Expo here. It's our What's It Worth Appraiser Day, where members of the public can come along to Hindmarsh Square and have any of their collectibles valued by our expert panel absolutely free.
Auctioneer Paul Henry is one of the organisers of the annual appraisal event at Hindmarsh Square, and he's amazed at the response.
Line-up here started at 10 o'clock this morning, and we've had to take a registration system, and there's now something like about a 2-hour wait.
The range of trinkets and knickknacks being assessed is mind-boggling, and even the experts are starting to get excited.
In 1961-62, I would have killed for that. Absolutely killed for it. Used to rush down to the local shop and buy the Eagle magazine. That was the highlight of my week, which says a lot for my life. Yeah, it's a collector's piece. It's probably even $200 or $300.
Very nice, what we call mystery clock. Are you familiar with them or not?
No.
Oh, you want an education?
Yes, yes. Right from last week, I've had a huge number of inquiries, so I did anticipate that we were going to get a lot of people, but pleasantly surprised, we've got a very good turnout, and I think we'll be busy all day.
Great memories and great to see Paul Henry there. That could have been filmed yesterday, and of course Peter Duplessis. Wonderful stuff. The Society fine-tuned and excluded second-hand dealers who were perceived to have a conflict of interest with commission-only agents when Colin Gaetjens was president in 1990-1992. We have a short clip here of Colin Gaetjens conducting an auction as part of an early training film.
500, 550, 550, 600's over here, 650 beside me, 650, 700, $700 and all done, $700, last chance at $700, no further bidding. Mr. McGregor again, $700. Lot 91, the oil on board, Perth, Butterfields, Yalpara, South Australia. An oil on board, an original, and a charming little painting.
This tape was designed to show you, the auctioneer, just how much is involved in becoming good at your craft. It's something you must work on every day until you've mastered the skills involved. Never forget the old maxim. Anyone can be a good auctioneer when things go well. It's when things are going slowly that the good auctioneer shows what he's worth.
Very true words, especially in this room. The Society was instrumental in working with the Messenger newspaper to create and build their real estate section, where back in those days real estate was published exclusively only in the Sunday Mail. We have our old friends Danny Canny and John Turner from Messenger here today, and Messenger backed the Society for 30 years, and this was an invaluable partnership for us both. In 1983, Ross Deere was appointed secretary, and in the next 17 years attended over 200 meetings and 17 AGMs. We conducted a legislation workshop for all land agents in SA at West Lakes, jointly with RESA. Created the longest running real estate auction competition in the Southern Hemisphere, known as the Golden Gavel, when Anthony Toot was president in 1993. We've held the Golden Gavel in Marquees in Victoria Square, Hindmarsh Square, the Year of the Outback in Marquees Adelaide Oval with a live camel in the room, and with the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra, with a 21-piece live orchestra playing as guests arrive. Stunning stuff. Held a 3-day industry expo in Victoria Square, promoted at the time by 5AD, The Advertiser and Sunday Mail. The Society created Schools Auction Idol competition, where school students conducted a real estate auction and competed in a statewide competition with points added to their SACE certificate. This was created by Society Life member Lindsay Warner, and we have a clip of the Schools Auction Idol here.
SA Incorporated, and designed to encourage students in years 10, 11 or 12 to enter a statewide auction competition representing their school. Each student conducts an auction of a property of their choice in their internal school heats. The highest point scorer becomes the school representative and subsequently goes on to participate in the State Schools Auction Idol heats, where the top 6 then compete in a final. This competition is held annually in conjunction with the state's senior auctioneering competition.
The Society was the first in South Australia to release computerised real estate forms and the first to translate those forms into Mandarin for Chinese buyers. There's been livestock competition as part of the Golden Gavel at Dublin, Murray Bridge for sheep and cattle auctioneers from Elders, Landmark and regional livestock members. This was created by Society patron Paul Henry. The Society is recognised internationally with delegates attending our 2-day auction academy run by Brett Rowenfeld. The delegates were from Beijing, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, France and most states in Australia. The Society has been recognised internationally with a delegation from the Supreme Court in Beijing. They came to South Australia and met with the Society to learn more about the auction process. They could have gone anywhere in the world, however they chose to take the advice from the Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers SA here in our wonderful state. We created the first upcoming auctions app in Australia, where the public can search upcoming real estate and general auctions posted by Society members. The Society wrote a property auction selling guide as a template from listing and marketing to auction with scripts and dialogues. Everything an agent needs to know about auction, created by Gary Topp and Brett Rowenfeld. We introduced agents and auctioneers best practice procedures for auction. Also introduced accreditation and elite accreditation for real estate auctioneers and auction marketers. We've held many breakfasts of champions, including with special guests the Director of Public Prosecution, Stephen Polaris, Foreign Affairs Minister Alexander Downer, Leader of the Liberal Party, or former Leader of the Liberal Party, Isabel Redmond, Member of the Legislative Council, John Darley, in the room with us today and a great supporter, Speaker of the House, Vincent Tarzia, and special guests at events including Melbourne Cup jockey Johnny Letts and the actor Michael Caton. In 2001-2002, Jonathan Moore bolstered SA Livestock members to the national stage and saw representation of our best young stock auctioneers to the Royal Easter Show in Sydney. And with the introduction of licensing of auctioneers, Brett Rowenfeld and Gary Topp were appointed by Consumer and Business Services to provide assessment and training for registration and licensing under the new Act to more than 180 South Australian real estate auctioneers. The Society had a stand at the Property Real Estate Building and Home Expo held at the Convention Centre in July of 2003. We launched inaugural livestock training schools with 12 Elders livestock auctioneers in April 2004. We launched the Schools Auction Idol internationally in 2015, won by Grace Nankyville from Pulteney Grammar and coached by David Cox and Sharon Gray. And now written in history with pictures to record our achievements and highlights of each presidential year is a produced 55-page booklet as a formal recognition of our beginning and our first 40 years. And it has the wonderful Michael Brock, Bernard Booth and Anthony Topp on the cover. Anthony Topp? Anthony Toop, sorry. Gary's brother. Great to know you're still listening. It's been a few words. Always got to check these things, shall we? The Society has continually punched beyond its weight and has been innovative and creative in showcasing the industry, not just in South Australia, but in Australia and internationally. There is some memorabilia on the table, including the First Minute book, newsletters, journals, etc. So please inspect and have a look during the lunch break.
Today is one of those days. This is one of those properties.
It is far more than just a piece of real estate.
And suddenly, bam.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the public auction of Townsend House.
Welcome to this public auction of 81 Jeffcott Street in cosmopolitan North Adelaide.
Because 5006, well, that's the postcode that opens doors.
The property gives you that glorious sense of attention to detail.
With an emphasis on quality, income and lifestyle.
For someone to come along and stamp their personality.
It's all about credentials and essentials.
I give you sausage and the sizzle.
Just
Keep on sweeping, you'll be fine.
Please go and see Mr. Top, he's got a beer for you.
Collusive practice is a fairly hefty fine.
If you're having trouble getting started, you can do the old Eddie McGuire trick and ask the audience or phone a friend, I don't mind.
We offer you lifestyle.
Forget about Telstra shares.
We offer you location.
Nigerian internet investment scandals.
We offer you an outstanding executive farm.
Emu farms.
Simply raise your bidding number in the air.
Invest in bricks and mortar.
You're persistent, aren't you?
The opportunity is here. The opportunity is now.
Right there, next to the back, down the middle, and the left again. Good to see your lovely wife here. Was that your daughter, sir?
If you want the tickets to Powerball, can't give you them. But I can give you a very good lottery ticket here today, and 561 is a winning ticket.
I'm in your hands. What have you got? How much?
Is that a bid, sir?
Just checking around the audience at $620,000 here.
Be careful, you end up finishing off the development.
Please don't be intimidated by that Fires. He's really a very nice fellow.
Should be hands up everywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
So close to Melbourne Street, I could just hear the coffee cups.
It's pressure. Makes diamonds. This one's a gem.
Never start something you can't finish.
Is that 220, sir, or are you just checking your heart?
Dig into those pockets.
I could hardly take it from you before and not take it now.
Put it up, sir.
Goodness me, I'm getting excited.
Oh, he's excited.
You buy 222 and a half, 225. Good bid.
690, good strong bidding, sir.
40.
And 10.
And 10. 3 of you win it at this stage. There's only 2 properties, you can't all move in together.
He's got his car in one of your car parks.
For the gentleman here, snappily dressed all the way from wherever.
Clean mathematical style, a man of my own taste.
The Lord is watching you.
I feel blessed already.
And I'll do a great job. Praise the Lord, why not? Hallelujah!
2 million, hallelujah, we've got 2 million down the front.
Selling now. Get out the soul sticker, Paul. It's going up.
We will be selling out right under the hammer here this afternoon.
Going. Checking with you one last and final time.
Third and final call.
Third, final call. And final call.
Third and final call.
All done, all silent, no further bidding.
Going. Hammer goes up into the air.
And sold. Sold it. Sold to you, sir.
Sold to you, man. Sold to you, sir. Sold to you.
Sold.
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 And sold to you, sir.
Done, finished, silent with the bidding. Sold to you, sir, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a hand.
It's a great video and very well put together, and some great memories there, and wonderful to see the familiar faces in the room throughout those 40 years, and the Golden Gavel, which is one of the marquee events and of course the cornerstone of the Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers. Moving along, we'd like to recognise the Society's great contributors over the last 40 years. Without this particular person, the Society would have never been. And I refer to our inaugural president in 1982, Mr. John Faraday. John Faraday co-wrote our Constitution, the Code of Conduct and Membership Criteria, and organised the first public meeting of the Society, and was the first editor of the journal. We'd like to present John Faraday with a memento as a tribute to his foresight and unrelenting commitment to the Society. John, if I could invite you to the stage.
Well, happy birthday, everybody. When you do this, start an organisation at the age of 50, you don't really think to yourself that you might be here as a guest at the age of 90. So, a lot of you have got a lot to look forward to. I remember quite distinctly, and I had a sense of déjà vu coming into this place, that meeting that we had that was referred to as earlier, and we had something like 300 people here to hear about the Society. I will say, however, that the Real Estate Institute were asked by the government of the time whether they would take charge of forming an organisation for auctioneers. The government had worked out that the revenue they were getting for licensing wasn't covering the costs, and no government likes to lose any money. And the original intention was that the Real Estate Institute was going to sort of remain part of the Society. And it was quite a surprise to me when I came to the REI board meeting with the proposals that we had to set the society up. They suddenly turned around and said, no, we're not going to go down that path. And so the society was a freestanding unit. I'd like to pay tribute to Colin Spry. Colin was the secretary of the Real Estate Institute at the time, and he did an enormous amount of work towards setting the society up. And somehow he seems to have faded from the scene. I haven't heard from him or spoken to him or even seen him for now 20, 30 years. Anyway, I'm so pleased and looking around to see how prosperous and well organised the society is. And that in itself is reward enough for me for what I did in setting up this organisation.
Now, to members who have stood the test of time, who have been instrumental in building our membership through mentoring and training, I'd like to ask this wonderful gentleman, Chris Gill, to join me on stage. I would like to recognise Chris Gill, who co-wrote the original Society's computerised real estate forms known as OcDocs. Chris conducts a series of workshops for members on legislation, sales agency and pricing compliance, form and presentation, dispel the myths, workshops and auctioneers under the pump, along with a series of workshops with consumer and business services. And Chris has conducted workshops in Adelaide, the South East, the Riverland and Port Lincoln, and trained in excess of thousands of society members over the years with his contributions. Well caught. Chris, we present this tribute to you for training and mentoring the society members and for doing it in a way we can all understand, which is using plain English. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Chris Gill.
Thank you, Andrew. I won't be as eloquent as John Faraday, but I've loved all my time with the Society. It goes back to 1995, and we've been training now for 26 odd years, and got some, a lot of good mates made out of it. And I'd like to think I've left the place in good position. I'll train for a few more years yet. Hopefully, most of my advice was right. I just tell people they bullshit better than others. So until someone bullshits better than me, you're going to have to put up with them. Thank you for Society, and a big thanks for Gary Topp. He's been amazing. We've done some funny road trips. I can't tell you any about them because they associate with a lot of alcohol and hangovers, and I'm not sure the training was very good, but we had a lot of fun, and I love going out to the country places and getting a different perspective on life. So thank you very much. I really do cover this. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. It's a bold statement about BS in this room, but anyway. The next society member has trained possibly 90% of Adelaide's auctioneers and has personally been responsible for building membership for years, especially the young professionals who join the society to attend his training. I'd like to welcome Brett Reinfeld to the stage. Reinfeld, OAM, has won the Society's Golden Gavel 5 times. He was the first auctioneer to be awarded Elite Master accreditation, and when he trains auctioneers, they all end up in competition with him. However, he imparts every ounce of knowledge he has gained over decades and 20,000 auctions, probably more than. From selling residential major iconic farms, properties, sheep stations, and commercial industrial holdings, including the freeholds of Hungry Jack's, at the outlets in SA and the Angus Park stud. Brett, we are very honoured and privileged to present this tribute to you for training and mentoring society members with your extraordinary knowledge and practical delivery of auctions, and for delivering the Society's Real Estate Auction Academy and the Auctioneers Licence Workshops. Brett Reinfeld.
Thank you, Andrew, and to the board, many thanks indeed. It's been a great pleasure, my involvement with the Society over decades. Thoroughly enjoyed it, will continue to thoroughly enjoy it. This is a very unique body, and it's a great privilege to be a member of it. I'd like to just move away from me for a minute, because certainly my involvement with the Society, I've had one gentleman that's been a part of my life with the Society, and I'd like to acknowledge that gentleman this afternoon. For 35 years, I've worked with GT in the areas of training, so much stuff. I mean, it's just a list that goes on and on and on. And I was thinking the other day that literally GT and I have spent thousands of hours together on Society work. It is just quite phenomenal. So perhaps standing here today, me more so than anyone else can acknowledge the incredible hard work, dedication, passion, energy, enthusiasm of this one individual that's driven this Society for close to 40 years. And we wouldn't be here today, I don't think, without his enormous commitment to this organisation. His blood literally runs Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers. He gets up in the morning, he's there first thing at light in the office and just continues on and on and on. I've never met an individual quite like him. And I'm saying that in a good way, not a bad way. But GT, I don't have a trophy, I don't have a plaque to present to you. All I can do, and I hope everyone will kick in with this one, I'd like the entire room to please stand. And put your hands together. Well done, GT. Take care.
Thank you, Brett. Wonderful words and a truly worthy accolade not only to yourself but to Gary too. I mean Tom. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Moving along, I'd like to ask Oren Clemick if you please join me on the stage. Oren, as many people know, is the founder and managing director of Clemick Real Estate and past winner of the prestigious Golden Gavel Award and trustee of the Golden Gavel competition. We are honoured to present today a life membership of the Society to Oren. Life membership of the Society is awarded in recognition of extraordinary and outstanding contributions to the Society and the professions. As Golden Gavel trustee since 2014 and in the mentoring and training of students, when we ran the Schools Auction Idol competition, there could be no other fitting person to be awarded this prestigious office of the Society Life Membership. I refer to Oren Clemick as a hands-on supporter and promoter of the Society with unrelenting passion and commitment to the Society and its ideals. Oren joins a select group recognised for his part in taking the Society and the Golden Gavel to new heights and continuing in this role to the current time. Oren, we thank you for your inspiration and commitment to the Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers, and we're happy to present this to you today.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Andrew. I love the Society, really do. This is a real honour. Thank you, thank you. Brocky, thank you too. I guess I wouldn't be part of the Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers. Probably, I used to go and watch Bernard and Michael auction a lot. I thought, gee, they're not bad. And I'd look at my diary and provided I had enough time, I'd go and watch you, Bernard. Because you did need time. Brocky and Darcy were a lot quicker, but you were. But I reckon you were better. No, actually, I would take that back. You were both very, very good. But no, I just loved watching you guys, and I thought, no, I wouldn't mind doing that one day. And yeah, I was lucky enough to get a job at Brock Younger and watch Brocky do probably 300 auctions a year, and you sort of start to learn a little bit. And thought I wouldn't mind having a crack at that. But thank you. Actually, one story. I want you to know why I decided, bugger, I'm going to do an auction one day. You came to an auction of mine. You were doing the auction, Brocky, in Miller Street, North Unley, as we called it, Unley. And vendor said, I said, what reserve would you like to set? And the vendor said, I'm going to wait for the auctioneer. I'm going to wait for the auctioneer. I said, you know, I'd listed it. I'd done the 15 opens. I'd done the building inspections. I'd done everything. No, we want the auctioneer's opinion on that. And I said, okay. Anyway, Brocky came along and said, what's the reserve? And I said, they want your opinion. I said, what do I tell them? Just tell them 500. Okay. So anyway, they turn up and Brocky said, look, I've looked around. I think it's worth about 500. They said, oh, really? Okay, thank you so much. Like, I knew nothing. And thank you so much. Oh, Michael, thank God you're here. And it drove me mad. Anyway, then finally the auction got underway, and you know, there were about 5 bidders, and hits reserve like that, and you know, 550, once I certified call, sold, you sir, congratulations on a wonderful purchase. And I've gone up, you know, I thought I'd done a pretty good job, and sure enough the vendors go, wasn't Michael outstanding? So at that point I thought, bugger this, I'm going to become an auctioneer. And that's when Anthony Topper too started the Golden Gavel, and I thought I'm going to enter that, and that got me started. So thank you to the Society, and thank you for the mentors I've had over the years, and this is a real honour. Life membership of the Society is a genuine honour. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Oren. Surely the honour is ours. I'd now like to invite one of my general brethren up to the stage, Mark Duplessis. General Manager of Duplessis Auction Gallery and past President of the Society and multi-award winning auctioneer and appraiser. We are very proud today to be able to present a fellow award to Mark. Fellow membership is for members who have displayed outstanding performance as an auctioneer and appraiser and have given outstanding service to the Society and made a worthwhile contribution to the advancement of the professions. As President of the Society in 2014-15, Mark faced a very challenging time. Reason decided to run its own competition in competition to the Golden Gavel and proposed the merger of the two bodies. After an inordinate amount of passionate deliberations, the decision of the board at the time was to reject the proposal, although news of the merger caused sponsors to drop off and unrest within our membership. Mark Duplessis must be commended for steering the Society through these turbulent times with unrelenting passion and commitment to see the Society live another day and support our memberships. 150 attended the 2014 Golden Gavel celebrations, reinforcing the Golden Gavel as the most respected auction competition in South Australia and internationally. When standing down as President, Mark can be quoted to say that he met some truly inspirational members. However, for those wonderful times and your unrelenting passion, Mark was our inspiration. Mark Duplessis.
Like everyone knows, I'm a man of very few words, which is unusual for an auctioneer. But it was one industry that I was literally born into. Day two, I spent of my life underneath the clerking table when there was a betting strike or something, Mum, at the hospital. So I was out of the hospital early, underneath the clerking table, while Mum and Dad are doing the auctions. So it's something that literally I'm apart from GT, I don't think you'll find a more passionate person in the room who loves auctions. Look, this is really an honour, and I just hope that I can leave the industry in a better place than where it is when I started. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark. We'd like to acknowledge the past presidents of the Society for all their diligent work and commitment throughout their consecutive years. I refer to, of course, John Faraday, Max Bray, Christopher McLaughlin, John Little, Colin Gaetjens, Anthony Toop, John Bruce, Gary Topp, Brett Reinfeld, Paul Henry, Rod Adcock, Nick Baranico, Jonathan Moore, Lindsay Warner, Peter Economou, Jared Tagney and Phil Rogers, Colin Hocking, Wayne Johnson, Mark Ford, Sharon Gray, Damien Popovitz, Mark Duplessis, Sandra Berry, Victor Velgouche, Attilio Cavioto, Matt Smith. Thank you for your hard work, diligence and time serving the office of President for this wonderful organisation. We'd also like to acknowledge all the past Golden Gavel winners. Phil McMahon, Brett Roenfeld, Rob John, Leo Redden, Oren Klemick, Rod Adcock, Lindsay Warner, Paul Henry, Phil Harris, Josh Biggs, Nick Baranico, Michael Fenn, Bronte Manuel, AJ Coleman and Hamish Mill. We'd also like to acknowledge the Golden Gavel general winners of Colin Gaetjens, Gary Topp, Ian Newell, Andrew Maros, Brett Roenfeld, Leo Redden, AJ Coleman, Jamie Codling, Peter Duplessis, Angelo Bartamucci, Richard Ward, Stuart McGolden and Mark Duplessis. And of course, in memoriam, it's a suitable day that we remember key society personalities that were integral, contributing to the growth of the society. I refer to Chris Coles, Neil Otterson, Max Gray, Fred Moller, Stephen Lum, Peter McGlone, Brett McMutry and Peter Duplessis. A major contributor to the success of the Society is the strategic alliances we form with vibrant companies that provide products and services to our members. Our sponsors provide funding to the Society that we can run our dynamic events, and for the reason we ask you to support our sponsors in every way you can. I'd like to acknowledge our key sponsors, the Bowden Print Group with Damien Birchall and Sam Bowden. Bowden? Bowden. It's in the name. Reed Brothers Science, presented by Darren Reed. And our new sponsor that has come aboard this year, Direct Connect, presented by State Manager Jane McNiff. Also integral to our member services and supporting sponsors, we have the Form 1 Company, represented by Chris Gill. Duplessis Auction Gallery, represented by Mark, Robin and Melinda Duplessis. Cowden Insurance, represented by Gordon Tonkin and Michelle Barnes. Academic Pavilion, a training organisation represented by Lynn Melville. Aid to the Gate Winery, represented by Jane Richards and doing the wine tasting today. Perspective Media, represented by Larissa Ozelins and Eddie, who are in the room filming today. Thank you, there you are. Estate and Downsizing Services, represented by AJ Coleman. Eckermann's Conveyancers and Lawyers, represented by Jared Eckermann. Did see you in the room. And Full Hammer, represented by Glenn Fuller. I'd also like to acknowledge the special guests that have joined us today, and I refer to the Honourable John Darley, MLC, Gary O'Hanson, former Mayor of Port Adelaide Enfield, Barry Money, CEO of Reza, didn't quite make it. Inaugural Secretary of the Society, Ross Deere and Lorraine Deere. Christmas time, yeah. Early board members, John Faraday, Christopher McLaughlin, John Little, Colin Gaetjens, Anthony Toot, John Bruce, Bernard Booth and Darcy Bruce. Getting there. Richard Wyatt, CEO of Century 21, Bill DeMoo, CEO of LJ Hooker, Peter Gresh and Jenny Tassel. I would also like to acknowledge the patron of the Society, Paul Henry, and Hall of Fame members Brett Roenfeld, Gary Topp and Anthony Toop. And I'd like to welcome Paul Henry to the stage to say a few words.
The Society is the professional body representing the practitioners and specialists in the fields of auctioneering and appraisers in South Australia. How many times have we heard that, Sharon Gray?
Yeah. Too many times.
Too many times. Firstly, congratulations, Gary Topp, President Andrew, the board for organising today's event. It's just been a fantastic day. I've got to say, as many people will know in this room, the Society is an incredible organisation. It is resilient, it is creative, and it is successful in uniting auctioneers and appraisers in South Australia. And the secret to its success is, and its longevity, has been the loyalty and dedication of its members. In fact, I've got to say, back when I started back in 1993 here with the Society, one of the objectives that Anthony in the vision statement created was that we wanted to be held in high esteem by government, and we've done that, by business and also by the public, and the recognition that we have as a society, the integrity and the fact that we advance professional standards. One of the other things, I know there's been a lot of speeches here today, but I think it's quite clear that the Society has been the launching pad for a lot of real estate practitioners in this state and general auctioneers as well, whether it's off the back of the Golden Gavel Awards. You know, people have just been in awe of what Society members have done. Each of the presidents, I think, in their term have added their own stamp on the Society, and I've got to say it has made the Society what it is today. I'm not going to say any more other than say on a personal note, there's a massive network of friends in this room, and it has made us each a better person and auctioneer out there in the field. So congratulations Society, happy birthday. 40 is Ruby, I think, so happy birthday SAA.
Thank you, Paul. We have memorabilia for sale to commemorate this occasion with a lovely gavel and base with the 40th birthday logo on the top of it. It's available over at the entry there, and you can probably find that as a great collection addition and a memento of our Society membership and the commemoration of the wonderful 40 years. The Society is forging ahead. We've formed working relationship with RESA, the Institute of Conveyancers, and politicians. The Society has money in the bank and a record number of members. Sponsorship is secure with 5 new sponsors just coming on board this year in support of our wonderful organisation. And the future is bright as the Society keeps up its tradition of enhancing the professional standards of members through training, technology, innovation and representation. We thank everybody who has played a part in getting the Society to where it is today. And we look forward to the dedication and loyalty of members ensuring our future maintains the integrity, passion and commitment that has been evident over the last 40 years. Thank you all, have a lovely afternoon and thank you for joining us. Cheers.
Thank you.